Hi disciple, this is Jetsu, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. And for those coming back to my channel, I thank you for coming back to my channel and for subscribing to my channel. On my channel, as you know, I talk about God, His love for us, and His Son. And today and His Son coming back. Most important, His Son coming back. And today I want to read Mark 11, reading from verse 1 to about maybe 14. And so, we could hear what Jesus had to say to his disciples, because Jesus had a lot to say, and he teaches them a lot. So this is where I'm going to be reading when Jesus entered in Jerusalem, and the order that he gave to his disciples, what they're supposed to do. And so Jesus entered into Jerusalem, and he sent his disciples to get. He told his disciples that they would find a colt, and this was predicted earlier by one of the prophets that this would come to pass and this would happen. And it came to pass when Jesus rode into Jerusalem on the colt. So it's the same thing. A lot of stuff that Jesus spoke to the disciples is going to come to pass. A lot of stuff the disciples learned from Jesus and spoke to us is going to come to pass. Things are gradually unfolding, and things are gradually intensify. And as I said, the birth pain is gradually intensify. So some people, like I said, like to see things, to believe things. So it's only when things happen they will believe. So I'm going to read on Mark 11, like I said, from verse 1 to about 14, and see what Jesus and his disciples to say. And when they came nigh to Jerusalem unto Bethpage and Bethany at the Mount of Olives, he sent forth two of his disciples, and said unto them, Go your way into the village over against you, and as soon as ye enter into it, ye shall find a colt tied thereon, never man sat, loose him and bring him. So this is just telling disciples that they're going to find a colt, and this colt, never man was sat up on this colt, and loose the colt and bring it to Jesus. So the prediction and what the prophets prophesies can come to pass. And they went their way and found the colt tied by the door without in a place where two ways met, and they loosed the colt. And a certain of them that stood there said unto them, What do ye loosing the colt? So in other words, somebody was there asking them, why are they loosing the colt? Because of course the colt was not theirs. So Jesus told them to go get the colt. So somebody said, why are they loosing the colt? Why are they loosing the colt? And they said unto them, even as Jesus had commanded, and they let them go. So basically they're telling Jesus commanded them to loose the colt, bring the colt to him. So they didn't bother them, they let them go with the colt. And they brought the colt to Jesus, and cast their garment on him, and he sat upon him. So in other words, they brought the colt to Jesus, and they take off, maybe they have excess clothes on, so anyway they spread some garment on the colt. So Jesus, and the colt, which I should say a colt is a young animal, young donkey. So they spread something so Jesus could start up on the colt. And many spread their garment in the way, and others cut down branches of the trees and strew them in the way. So people were cutting down branches, maybe from olive trees, from trees there, palm trees, whatever. So they were spreading, in other words, they're lining the track with leaves, with branches, so Jesus could ride on the donkey, because Jesus been teaching them a long time, and Jesus was compassion. So Jesus love shine on the people, it's shown on the people, so the people gravitate to Jesus. People love Jesus, so they're going to want to do anything. And they that went before and they that followed cried, saying, Hosanna, blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord. So you can even imagine with the Roman soldiers scattered about in Jerusalem, and here is Jesus rode in Jerusalem, and the people are hailing him, Hosanna, in the highest. So of course the soldiers are wondering, who is this man? Some of them probably heard of Jesus. I should say they heard of Jesus, because you know, everybody talking about Jesus. He was popular, as we say in our days today. He was very popular. So here is they say Hosanna in the highest, and people are worshiping Jesus. So of course this is gonna have an eye raise by the Romans. And they said, Hosanna, blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord. Blessed be the kingdom of our father David that cometh in the name of the Lord. Hosanna in the highest. Blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord, cometh in the name of David. So this is something for the Romans to see the entire city. Those, yeah, of course, you have watchers, standbys. You know, they stand by and watch, while you have others who participate. Just like we have today, people participate in whatever going on the street. There's a big crowd or whatever, and then of course you have the standbys, people who stand by and watch and see what's going on. And Jesus entered into Jerusalem and into the temple, and when he had looked around about upon all things, and now the eventide was come, he went out unto Bethany with the 12. So he went in the temple, he looked around, and the eventide, which means evening, drawing near. So after he looked around in the temple and see, you know, what they're doing in the temple, he went to out into Bethany with the 12 disciples. And on the morrow, when they were come from Bethany, he was hungry. So when they get back, the morrow mean in the next day, tomorrow, when they get back from Bethany, he was hungry. So let's see what they have to eat. And seeing a fig tree afar off, having leaves, he came, if happily he might find anything thereon. And when he came to it, he found nothing but leaves, for the time of the figs was not yet. So Jesus saw a fig tree in the far off. He was kind of happily in his mind, because remember it says they were hungry. So he saw the fig tree, said, okay, let's go over to the fig tree. Went over there, the fig tree have leaf, but it was not yet time for the fig tree to produce fruit. Jesus was hungry, so Jesus expected the fig tree to have fruits on it, even though it said it was not yet time for the fig tree to produce. And Jesus answered and said unto it, no man eat fruit of thee thereafter forever. And his disciples heard it, and they come to Jerusalem, and Jesus went into the temple and began to cast out them that sold and brought in the temple, and overthrow the table of the money changer and the seat of them that sold doves. So he came, after cursing the fig tree, he came to they now entered into Jerusalem. He came to the temple. He saw the money changers. He saw the people with doves. They selling doves and selling a lot of stuff in the temple at that time. So he overturned the money table, and he overturned a lot of stuff. And he charged them that this is the house of God. Get out, get out, get out. This is the house of my Father. You're making it a bunch of den of thieves, selling and stealing and robbing people at the same time in there. Because if they're not selling the item of for the right price, you know, are charging the people the right price, they're stealing and everything. So a lot of stuff Jesus observed, and he was upset about it. So let's read on and see what's happened. And would not suffer that any man should carry any vessel through the temple. So they shouldn't be carrying those type of stuff through the temple. All those stuff not supposed to be in the temple. The temple is a place of worship, a place of God. So Jesus, you know, charging them to be doing all of these things in the temple. And he taught, saying unto them, is it not written, my house shall be called of all nations the house of prayer? But ye have made it a house of den. So he's saying, this is the house of God. This is the house of prayer. This is where we go and we talk to God, even though we can talk to God in our house. But you instead, not making it right now in a house of prayer, but a house of robbery and everything. So Let's read on and see. And thieves, robbery and thieves. And the scribes and the chief priests heard it, and they sought out how they might destroy him, for they feared him, because all the people was astonished at his doctrine. So all the people saw what was going on in the temple. Every day when whatever they selling in the temple, the people saw it. It was like a routine norm thing for them to do. So the Pharisees saw Jesus come and overturning all of those stuff. The Pharisees said they were plotting a way to get rid of him, because it was astonished, as it said, by the people to see him do such thing, because the people saw the Pharisees, they sell in the temple day to day, year to year, and nobody done anything about it. So it was strange for the people to see Jesus doing this. So let's see what's going on. And when even was come, he went out of the city. In other words, later in the evening, he went out of the city. And in the morning, as they passed by, they saw the fig tree dried up from the root. So this is the reason why I said the disciples, they were the believers that saw. And this is the reason why I told you they stay on track. Because look now, in the morning, they were going into Jerusalem during the midday. Jesus saw the fig tree, they hungry. Fig tree didn't produce anything, Jesus cursed the fig tree. Guess what happened? Now, in the evening when they leave in Jerusalem and coming out of the city, guess what? They passed right by the fig tree. So, they saw the fig tree dried up and withered and died. So guess what? This is a miracle for the disciples them to see. So this is the reason why I said those disciples, they stay on course, because they saw something we did not see. And when even was come out of the city, and in the morning as they passed by, they saw the fig tree dried up from the root. And Peter, calling to remembrance, said unto the master, Behold, the fig tree which thou cursest is withered up. So Peter is calling out to Jesus. Remember, you cursed the fig tree when it was entering into Jerusalem, and now it's withered up. And Jesus answered, said unto them, Have faith in God, for verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, Be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in your heart, but shall believe that those things which he said shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he said. So after Peter made a statement to Jesus, Jesus said, have faith. Because you see this mountain? If you have faith and you believe that you said to the mountain, move over in the ocean, the mountain will move, because you have that belief in God, that strong faith that I'm going to say this to the mountain, and the mountain is, you're going to believe it's going to happen, and it's going to happen. So this is what Jesus is saying to the disciples and to us, because remember I said everything spoken in ancient time, it's for us, it's for me, it's for you, it's for all of us. It's applied to every one of us today, because remember I said all of Jesus' word must come to fruition, must come to pass. So it's needless for us to worry and said, when is Jesus coming by? Century has passed, he hasn't arrived, he's taking too long. You have to remember, all of Jesus' word has to come to pass. And as we can see, the birth pain, things we never saw before, a lot of stuff is gradually increasing. So that to tell you, Jesus' word has to come to fruition, has to come to pass. So don't worry when he's going to come. God knows when all his son's words come to pass. So God knows when he's going to send his son back. His son doesn't even know when God is going to call upon him to go back. So my disciples, I just want to say, disciples of God, we all who follow God is disciples of God. Eye watchers and those who wants to learn and those who want to understand the Bible to come forth. Jesus' death, burial, and resurrection is the gospel. Believe in God, that he is God and he's the Father. Believe that he sent his son, and that believe that his son died for us, that through his son death, burial, and resurrection, there is no more blemished lamb going to the altar. Jesus did that all for us. So until then, my fellow eye watchers, my fellow disciples, all of us following God, I just want to say, let us all have faith faith so strong to believe that God's Son is who he said he is, and he's coming back, and God is our Father. Until then, God bless. Thank you. And if you like what I heard, remember God first, man second. God first, man second. Thank you, and God bless.